The Croatian shipyard AD Boats started up in 2002 and quickly made a name for itself in the world of sailing shipyards for the strong personality of its boats. All its models are called Salona, and they are indeed fast cruisers whose characteristics are those of being very pleasant to look at and decidedly easy to sail. Designed by the studio J&J, all the Salona models are striking for the good proportion of their volumes. The lines are tendentially classical, but modernized and timeless, or rather that anyway. Even with the passage of time, they always maintain their charm. As you can see on this 34-footer too, the deckhouse is slightly elongated to give it a good livability inside. The deckhouse is a good size and open on the back, which gives it a certain element of aggression, and the free edge has the right height to guarantee good livability inside, but has a pleasant appearance from the outside too. The cockpit of the Salona 34 highlights its temperament as a fast cruiser with which you can get some satisfaction even in local regattas. The open stern gives it a push, as well as creating a large trample space for the helmsman. The decent dimensions of the benches allow comfortable seating for up to 6 people. The layout of the manoeuvres is ergonomic in use between the buoys and easy to guess while cruising. This particular model comes equipped with a large diameter carbon wheel which, if on the one hand it has the quality to be able to increase visibility on the bow sails from the wheelhouse, on the other hand it creates some hitches when walking towards the bow, as you can see. There are also a few hitches on the walkway from the long and raised main traveller. If on the one hand it helps fine-tuning of the sails, on the other, while cruising, it can be a bit of an impediment. The benches, as we said before, are of a good size and allow good seating for 6 people, but there may be too much space between one and the other, which stops you from being able to put your feet against the other side while the boat is listing. The correct height of the sea brakes facilitates the passage to the gangways, which are completely free from encumbrance and easy to walk along. The maximum width is 34 centimeters, obtained thanks to the internal jib trolley and to the internal attachment of the shrouds, facilitating the use even when the boat is listing. All the current maneuvers are pulled directly in the cockpit through the blocks and the organizer. The cover carter in the middle of the deckhouse not only allows you to hide these current maneuvers, but also to create an area which can be used both for fixing the inflatable and as a sun deck when sailing. A large part of the bow of the Salona 34 is occupied by the deckhouse, particularly pronounced towards the bow, pleasant anyway in its aesthetics, and well connected to the deck. In spite of this, and considering the length of the boat, it stays apart completely free from encumbrances, easy to use as a sun deck and to walk along during maneuvers. And in this sense, I'd just like to point out the fitted jib winder, which, apart from being much more efficient on the shape of the sails, leaves the nose of the bow free from any extra maneuvers. The entrance to the interior of the Salona 34 is certainly well studied and very marine. Indeed, the presence of these lifelines is to be appreciated, as they are quite useful for access below decks, even with strong winds and rough seas. The layout of this example of Salona 34, which takes into account 2 double cabins and a bathroom, in our opinion is the best for a boat of this size, because it allows you to have livable environments everywhere and plenty of space for the storage of luggage. The use of light wood, both for the flooring and for the furnishings and light upholstery, helps to increase the sense of space inside and the feeling of light, which is guaranteed anyway by numerous light points present in the deckhouse, both from the side windows, which cover the length of the deckhouse, and from the skylights on the roof. The wardroom of the Salona 34 is 2.85 meters wide, which I'd say is a remarkable size for a boat of this size. Inside is a dinette which has two straight sofas, each 1.95 meters long, which can comfortably seat up to 6 people around the dining table, positioned carefully and with fold-away sides. A detail of this particular model is certainly the backs of the sofas, which have the chance to be raised and to create a further berth to increase the number of berths available and to be used as a guard berth during night sailing. To the left of the entrance stairway is the galley, which is L-shaped with a good-sized breakfast bar to cut and prepare food, 2 horizontally pivoted hobs, which are easy to use while sailing as well, and a good-sized space for storing the shopping. The chart area, situated on the right-hand side, has comfortable seating and a good-sized top. In fact, it's a 60 by 60, which allows you to read the nautical charts quite comfortably, and its depth lets you put the nautical charts away inside together with the pilot's books, which are useful for navigation. The instrument panel is situated on the cupboards along the side. They can be quite easily read, they're intuitive, and at their side they have the complete and very detailed electric panel with all its buttons. The stern guest cabin has a height of 1.76 meters and a good-sized double bed. It's 1.85 meters long and 1.61 meters wide. The only flaw is the drop, which is on the inside part of the bed, due to the depth of the cockpit. The only bathroom on board is situated on the right side. It has a decent height of 1.81 centimeters with a wash basin, a toilet, and, above all, it's nice and practical in terms of the oilskins. The owner's cabin in the bow is spacious, 1.91 meters high. It has a decent light, guaranteed by the skylight present in the deckhouse. You just need to be careful about the drop compared to the dinette. The double bed is a good size, 2.05 meters long, but lacking in width at the bottom. 33 centimeters is a wee bit too small for 2 people, I think. Access to the engine room is frontal, but the wide range of its opening and its decent size will allow you to work on the engine quite comfortably. We're sailing with the Salona 34 here in the waters in front of the Gulf of Trieste. There's a slight breeze with a flat sea. It's a very, very light breeze. Let's say we reach a maximum of 5 to 5.5 knots. Even in these conditions, the boat shows the goodness, I think, of the project, being reactive to the rudder. It accelerates quite quickly. My position at the rudder is really ergonomic. It gives me a good view over the sails. I sit comfortably. Everything is nice and handy. As you can see, I have the rudder. The main sheet is easily reachable, and the backstay geared down, easy to maneuver. The veering angle with this breeze, which we found, is around 90 degrees. It's easy to maneuver, and I have to say that the sail plan, fractioned at 9/10, but with a bow sail of an overlap of 135 degrees, more or less, also turns out to be very good in these extreme conditions of little wind. Widening the angle to 90 degrees, so with a speed abeam in spite of the really light wind, and anyway, just with the mainsail and genoa, so without the Jenica, the boat comes up with a good speed and comes out with a good directionality too. So I can manage to bear up, to luff calmly, the boat responds immediately to commands. It turns out to be really good in terms of its water lines in this performance of extreme conditions of little wind.
Well,
to end this day aboard the Salona 34, having analysed both the deck and the interiors and the sailing, we can comfortably conclude that the entry level of the AD Boat shipyard is certainly a very nice boat indeed. It's excellent value for money if we take into consideration that the boat is ready to sail. It's very well accessorised with all the necessary equipment and comes in at just €115,000. That's a boat, I think, to be recommended to people who want to enjoy themselves. Also, sailing simply, without needing an expert crew, and being able to hold their own, even in club regattas.